Afternoon. Thank you, Rich, for that brief introduction as promised. I appreciate it. And thank you to the Economic Alliance and our sponsors for hosting today's event. And thank you all for being here. I want to join Gary in thanking the elected officials who are here joining us today, as well as Marilyn from the Tulalip Tribes. It's always good to see you, Marilyn Sheldon. Thank you for your partnership. I also would love to acknowledge and thank our team members who work day in and day out to keep our city running. Many of you are here today. If you work for the City of Everett, would you please stand? Thank you. And thank you again to our city council members, Councilmember Schwab, Councilmember Zarlingo, and Vice President Tui for joining us here today. And thank you for the work that you do on behalf of our city. I know I will be talking for a while up here, so I invited a few people to join me via video. And the first guest that I'll be welcoming via video is Councilmember Schwab. So please turn your attention over there.
As a council member, I get to listen to our community, those who work, those who play, and those who call Everett their home, providing information, taking the feedback I get from the community, and with collaboration, working with the mayor and city council members to come up with good solutions. My hopes and dreams of Everett is that we take already the great things we have here, a rich history, a grit and a passionate community, the collaboration, and together, with the innovation that we have here in Everett, we can just continue to make this a great place to live.
Thank you, Councilmember Schwab. It's a pleasure to work with you on behalf of our residents. So the last time I stood here just shy of a year ago to deliver my state of the city, our city had just experienced a devastating loss of one of our own. That loss is still deeply felt throughout our community. A faint light through this darkness was seeing the way our community came together to support one another. At this time, I would like to thank all the law enforcement officers and first responders that are here today, as well as their families for their service and dedication. Today, I'm honored to be delivering my 5th State of the City address. We've been through a lot these past few years, including very positive things like the opening of Payne Field to commercial air service, the gorgeous new Grand Avenue Park Bridge, and welcoming next generation businesses like Helion, Terra Power, and Zap Energy. And we've been through some very difficult things like major storms, a devastating global pandemic, and the alarming rise of violent crime. Navigating the city through the ups and downs as your mayor is one of my greatest honors. And while the job is rewarding, it also comes with its challenges. For example, being constantly in the limelight doesn't allow for much privacy for my daughter, Panda, and I. I get recognized in the grocery store, the gas station, and when I'm out grabbing a quick bite with friends. Don't worry, I love the conversations I get to have with all of you, though I'm not sure Panda always loves hanging out in the frozen food aisle discussing land use. I truly enjoy connecting with members of our community and hearing what's on your minds. And I'm really glad to be here with all of you today. As I think about the next 3 years, I do so with incredible optimism about our city's future. Everett is something special. And the thing that sets our community apart is the people who live and work here. We have passionate, hardworking, and caring residents and businesses who feel a fierce sense of pride and ownership for our city. So today, because it's happy hour and we have many reasons to celebrate, I'll start by highlighting some of our accomplishments. I'll also talk about the challenges and opportunities ahead of us, and then I'll share my vision for our future and new initiatives to help us achieve that vision. As we work to plan our city's future, our young people are always at the forefront of my mind. So much of what we do is with the intention of leaving our world better for the next generation. We know that access to early childhood education and childcare are critically important to families, and yet I know how challenging it can be to find affordable, quality childcare. So I'm proud to see Snohomish County investing nearly $20 million of ARPA funding to increase access to childcare. Thank you. I'm also excited about our partnership with Bezos Academy, with just last week opened a new tuition-free Montessori-inspired preschool at the Everett Station. The Everett Bezos Academy is providing outstanding early childhood education, prioritizing low-income families and those experiencing homelessness. This will make a real difference for Everett families. And I know we have Bezos here today, so thank you very much for joining us and being a part of our community. Everett has very amazing schools. As a mom of a middle schooler, I continue to be impressed by our local education system. Everett Public Schools is now offering a dual language immersion program at Emerson Elementary to help students become bilingual, and Mukilteo School District is in the process of developing a bilingual program as well. Both districts are led by passionate superintendents who are truly committed to seeing our young people thrive and succeed. Dr. Ian Saltzman and Dr. Allison Burleson, thank you for putting kids first. One important partnership we have with Everett Public Schools is the Career Link internship program, which connects local businesses with students for summer internships. In the last 2 years, our city teams have hosted 17 high school interns, and we look forward to hosting many more in the future. I'd like to give a special shout out to our current mayor's office intern, Sedenia. Thank you for being here today. I'd also like to thank the chair of our Youth Advisory Board, Tanish, for joining us as well and ensuring youth voices are brought into the important aspects of our work. Thank you.
I'm an intern and a former Youth Advisory Board member. Working with the Youth Advisory Board is my favorite part of my internship. I like having the opportunity to meet like-minded people. It's really important for the city to listen to the youth, and I'm glad to have a voice for us. I really like meeting directors and getting to learn about what they do. We learn about the roles and jobs that we could do after we graduate. Taking the internship has taught me a lot, and I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you, Sedenia. Everett is also very fortunate to have strong collaborative higher education partners. Thank you to Everett Community College, Edmonds Community College, the Everett University Center partners, Western, Eastern, and UW-Bothell, and WSU Everett for everything you do to ensure our residents have access to the best higher education institutions. And I believe I saw President Darrell Kane. I'm not sure if, from Everett Community College, I'm not sure if Chancellor Paul Petrie are here. Thank you both for your leadership. One of the most impressive parts about our city is our beautiful park system. And with the first day of spring right around the corner, I'm sure many of us are looking forward to spending time outdoors. Our city parks are the best place to do that. For our furry friends, we recently opened a new fenced off-leash dog park at Lowell Park. We also opened the Emma Yule Park last year in Glacier View neighborhood, named for the first teacher of Everett schools. And we are continuing to work on the trail system around the beautiful Silver Lake Park in South Everett. And Everett has 2 amazing golf courses. Last year was a record-breaking year for both Walter E. Hall and Legion Memorial golf courses. Another success I'd like to highlight is our partnership with Volunteers of America Western Washington for the Carl Gibson Center. In addition to providing fantastic programs and working with Homage to offer hot meals for our seniors, VOA has created new activities and programs to serve the greater community. This includes a program that helps young people with developmental disabilities gain work and life skills. So thank you to Corey Armstrong-Haas and the VOA team. Thank you for your leadership. Everett is so fortunate to have organizations like VOA and so many of our nonprofit partners that are dedicated to serving our community. I saw many of you here today, including Child's Drive, Cocoon House, Habitat for Humanity, Housing Hope, Village Community Services, and I know there's many more of you here. Thank you for everything you do to enrich the lives of our residents. Everett is great at helping people, but Everett is also really good at having fun. We are a sports town, and people come from across the region to see our local teams compete. I'd like to start with a special shout out to Mia, who plays second in state wrestling, and also our Everett High basketball teams, both girls and boys teams who went to state this year. Congratulations, Seagulls. Congratulations to Mariners boys basketball as well for making it to state. You have all made your schools and your city very proud. Everett has our Everett Jets FC and the Everett Royals, who both kick off their season this spring. Our Everett Silvertips are having another great year and are once again in the playoffs, so get your tickets and go cheer on your tips. We're also very proud to be home of the Everett Aqua Sox. Opening night is Friday, April 7th at Funko Field, and I heard from my good friend Webley that there will be an impressive fireworks show. I know our Aqua Sox owners, Tom and Chad, are here, as well as manager Danny. Thank you for joining us today. For the thrill-seeking kids, our partners at the Everett Boys and Girls Club hosted the first Everett skateboarding camp at Wiggums Hollow Park. We were able to provide local kids a skateboard, a helmet, and they got lessons for free. I truly commend these kids for being brave enough to try something new. Learning to skateboard is tough. I should know because my daughter and I started taking lessons last summer. She, of course, immediately showed real potential and can actually skate on her board. I, on the other hand, at least I haven't broken my wrist, so I think so far so good. Hopefully I'll get a little bit better this year. In addition to our thriving sports fund, Everett also continues to grow a vibrant arts and culture scene. I'm incredibly excited that we're working with renowned Tulalip artist James Madison on a new piece of art to honor and acknowledge the original inhabitants of our lands that the city rests upon. The art will be a series of fabricated metal sculptures featuring traditional Coast Salish motif and cultural symbolism. The series will be outside the Everett Municipal Building, and we look forward to unveiling it later this year. It's been pretty awesome to see our downtown coming alive again. Last year, we hosted a record number of downtown events, including Fisherman's Village Music Fest, Sorticulture, Everett 3-on-3 Basketball, Upper Left Beer and Food Truck Festival, and Shaq's Fresh Paint. Our historic Everett Theater, Village Theater, and Angel of the Winds Arena continue to entertain us, bringing fantastic shows and events into town. Last year, the arena even hosted Street League Skateboarding Championship Tour, which drew the biggest names in skating and tons of fans to our city. The Apex Art and Culture Center also opened this year and is home to the largest graffiti and urban art collection in the world. Apex is hosting music and entertainment and will soon have a restaurant and cocktail bar as well. I also want to congratulate Imagine Children's Museum on their fantastic new expansion, doubling the size of the museum. I had the opportunity to visit before they opened. It was just incredible, and I really wished that I was of an age that it would be okay for me to play all day there. This past year, we are continuing to expand our bar and dining options throughout the city. Pints and Pups opened on Evergreen Way, just south of Madison Street, as the city's first and only beer and indoor dog park. What a fun place to go with your pooch. Of course, as a cat owner, I'm still waiting for kegs and kittens. However, I was pretty excited when one of our local food trucks, El Mariachi, opened their first brick and mortar, I'm having a really hard time with some of these words today, so bear with me, but their first brick and mortar location. Now you can get those delicious chorizo tacos without having to hunt down Hugo's truck. Yes. Just last week, I had the opportunity to sample crepe at the Savory Crepe from Cup and Crepe, and I have not been able to get enough of the new Red Chili restaurant in downtown. So if you're looking for amazing Indian food downtown, I would recommend Red Chili. And I hope all of you, since this is a nice happy hour event, can go out in downtown Everett afterwards and enjoy a meal. So it's great to see so many businesses choosing Everett. Our city is the place for creativity, innovation, and sustainable growth. Obviously, this is underscored by Boeing's recent announcement that they are opening a 4th assembly line for the 737 MAX right here in Everett. Everett is a Boeing town, and our history with Boeing, as Rich shared, goes back to the very first 747 being built. I guess the company was here in 1966, but the first 747 was starting to be built in 1967. That airplane was named the City of Everett. This plane completely revolutionized the aerospace industry, travel, and our world, and put Everett on the map as the aerospace leader. I'm so grateful for Boeing, its leadership, staff, and assembly line workers. You are all the fabric of our community, and I remain committed to actively supporting the entire aerospace industry's growth here in our city. Everett is also a very proud Navy town, and Naval Station Everett is an important part of our community and one of the city's top employers. My team and I will continue to advocate for more growth at the base, and we look forward to the arrival of the new Constellation-class frigates in a few years. Also on the waterfront, I'd be remiss not to mention the amazing transformation that's happening there. The Port of Everett team continues to make our waterfront an even more attractive destination for residents and visitors alike. 5 new restaurants will be opening in late spring, including Fisherman Jack's and the Muse Whiskey and Coffee Bar, and many more to come. The port also recently opened the New Norton Terminal, increasing their cargo capacity and putting the former Kimberly-Clark site back into productive use for the first time in 10 years. So thank you to Port of Everett CEO Lisa Lefebvre and our Port of Everett commissioners for your leadership and vision. And again, thank you to the 3 commissioners that joined us here today. Everett has a strong and diverse manufacturing sector, creating products that support aerospace, biotech, and healthcare, to name a few. Some of these companies have been here for decades, like Achilles USA, who has been in Everett since 1973. I recently had the opportunity to take a tour of their facility and was amazed to learn how big of an impact they have on so many local industries. They are one of the top manufacturers of many products our healthcare industry relies on for important things like COVID vaccines, dialysis equipment, and more. I know we have Chad Turner, Achilles President and Executive Officer here. Thank you to your organization for choosing Everett 50 years ago, and thank you for the incredible work you do for our city, state, and world. Healthcare is a key employer in our region, with Providence Regional Medical Center and the Everett Clinic together bringing over 14,000 jobs to our city. We also have Kaiser Permanente, Seattle Children's Hospital, Compass Health, and many other wonderful medical clinics and services. Notably, Providence was selected as one of only 4 hospitals in the country to participate in a trial treatment for methamphetamine addiction. With so many people struggling with severe substance use disorder, I am grateful for innovative work like this that will change and save lives. Our healthcare workers are heroes, truly, and they have and continue to experience incredible challenges. On behalf of our entire community, I'd like to thank our healthcare workers and service providers for their dedication and care for all of us. We have businesses large and small that have seen growth and success this past year. These businesses are the backbone of our city. A big congratulations to Holly Poland and her team on the expansion of Burkett's in downtown. It's definitely my go-to spot when I need the perfect gift or my last-minute power outfit. A big welcome to some of our newest downtown businesses, My Toy Store, Think Tank Co-working, Cassandra's Closet, Petrichor, and Artisans Pacific Northwest. And I also want to welcome our new businesses in South Everett, such as Flying Squirrel Trampoline Park, Glint Car Wash, Sonic, and Woods Coffee. We know we're going to soon see more because our team processed $172 million in commercial investment land use approvals just this last year. Our own Everett Mall will soon see some exciting changes. There will be a new main street with retail along a walking path right through the middle of what is now the food court, leading to a new pocket park. Also, one of Panda's favorite stores, Ulta, and a great home decor store called At Home will be moving into the new units that are being built in what used to be Sears. So please keep your eyes on the news, as we'll soon have an incredible new entertainment partner coming to the mall that we can't wait to share with all of you. I want to thank our partners, Mark Selman, President of Brixton Capital, and Justin Long, VP of Development, for your work and for being here today. I'm also really excited to announce that we will be reestablishing the Everett Chamber of Commerce in partnership with the Economic Alliance. The Everett Chamber will play a critical role in strengthening our local economy, offering resources and support to businesses throughout the city and attracting new investment. The Chamber will complement the work of Downtown Everett Association and other business improvement areas who already do so much to better our city and support our business community. And next, I'd like to take a moment to recognize a few city teams. The city employs over 1,000 people across many departments, including police, fire, public works, parks and facilities, motor vehicles, transit, and our libraries. We also have IT, finance, HR, economic and community development, planning, engagement, and many more. Now I'd like to introduce our outreach coordinator, Alberto, who's going to share a few words via video.
So one of the things that I feel like we're doing to improve the quality of life right now as a community outreach person is really to be out there and talk to people and learning who they are, learning their stories and really kind of getting the grip on how can we improve that, how can we improve their stories, whether it's already good or whether it's like it's not so good, and then how can we help that to make that better. The big project that I'm helping the city with is the comprehensive plan for Everett 2044. So it's overlooking the next 20 years that are, here, that are going to be changing here in Everett. So what's happening in Everett for the next 20 years regarding housing, transportation, parks, economic development, the whole thing of the city. And that's been my big role, to really go out to the community and have these conversations with people one-on-one and learn, their stories, learn what's working with them right now, what's not working, and for us to really come up with a plan to make Everett better in the next 20 years. I want to be part of that growth. And I also, I know what it is to live here in Everett, so I want to help people have that voice. And I want to, grab that and tell those stories that people have here in Everett and really, create, the comprehensive plan, and anything that's going to be happening here in Everett. I want to be able to help the community in any way I can.
Thank you, Alberto. Community engagement, planning, and development are doing important work ahead, especially on this comprehensive plan, and I appreciate how dedicated our teams are to connecting with our community. Community input is vital to our success as a city. I also want to take a moment to highlight just a couple more city teams for their work this past year. Starting with our Everett Police Department, who continue to be a regional leader in law enforcement. I remain so proud of the work they do to keep our community safe. Once again, compared to the top 10 most populous cities in the state, Everett Police received the #1 clearance rate as reported in the Crimes in Washington annual report. This means cases are being closed and arrests are being made. This past year, we also hosted our first Community Police Academy, and our team also organized its first Guns for Gift Cards event, which collected over 240 unwanted firearms in one day. Our EPD team is led by our Chief of Police, Dan Templeman, who reached a major milestone, working 30 years for our city last year. There truly isn't a day that goes by that I'm not incredibly grateful for Chief Templeman's dedication to our community and his thoughtful leadership. He exemplifies his department's values of honor, professionalism, and integrity. Chief Templeman, on behalf of our city, our residents, thank you so much for everything you do. Chief Templeman also hates public recognition, just FYI. When it comes to keeping our community safe day in and day out, I also have to mention our Public Works team. Most of what they do goes unseen, so I want to express my sincere appreciation for these unsung heroes, especially during what's been a very long, snowy, icy, and windy winter. Our teams work around the clock to take care of our vital infrastructure, water and systems, and keep Everett moving so that our first responders, transit operators, and all of us can safely get where we need to go. Ryan Sass, our extraordinary Public Works Director, also celebrated 30 years with the city this last year. Ryan, I have so much respect and appreciation for the work you do and the unparalleled expertise and professionalism you bring to the job every day. Thank you for your leadership. It's truly an honor to lead our team of 1,000+ public servants. I'm incredibly proud of these dedicated individuals for everything they do to take care of all of us and serve our community. Once again, thank you to everyone who works for the City of Everett. So clearly, Everett has some great things going for us, but our city faces some serious challenges, some of which are reaching a critical level. One that weighs most heavily on my heart is violent crime. We've seen a concerning rise in violent crime over the past couple of years, especially gun violence. The frequencies of these violent acts is alarming, and they have extremely serious consequences for our entire community. Our residents deserve to feel safe in every part of our city at any time. So today I'm issuing a new directive on violence prevention. Everett Police Department will be reallocating resources to establish a violent crime unit, which will focus on the response and investigation of violent crimes throughout our community. We will also ramp up our efforts to prevent gun violence. I'm advocating for changes needed at the state and federal levels. This includes innovative policies supported by the Alliance for Gun Responsibility to restrict access to semi-automatic weapons and require a permit to purchase a firearm. These common sense changes will keep us safer while still protecting the rights of law-abiding owners of firearms. Recently, I had the opportunity to meet with local survivors of domestic violence, and it was heartbreaking to hear what they have lived through. But their strength, courage, and desire to make things better for the next person was inspiring. I know we have Snohomish County Domestic Violence Services here in the room today. Thank you for everything you do to protect survivors. To continue supporting and protecting survivors, we will remain a leader in pursuing extreme risk protection orders, which help keep firearms out of the hands of people who are likely to use them to hurt themselves or someone else. And I will continue the important work of the Mayors and Business Leaders for Public Safety Coalition that I formed last year together with Mayor Nearing of Marysville, Mayor Galey of Lake Stevens, and Mayor Witta of Sultan. The coalition includes 16 Snohomish County mayors and multiple business leaders, and together we bring a united voice to the changes needed to make our communities safer. This session, our coalition is in Olympia advocating for policies to improve public safety, including a fix for the Blake decision, as well as other bills that impact our ability to have a safe community. In the coming months, we will focus on unlawful possession of firearms, behavioral health services, and fixes to what's broken in our criminal justice system. Mayor Nearing, Mayor Galey, Mayor Frizzell of Linwood, thank you for joining together in this work. And a big thank you to Sheriff Fortney and your team for your partnership in this important work as well. Another directive I'm issuing seeks to address the challenges of behavioral health that we see in our community each and every day. Now I want to take a moment so we can all listen to our Community Development Director, Julie Willey, who's going to share a little bit about their work.
I love Everett. It's such a beautiful city to live and work in, and I'm so grateful and excited to see so many good things happening here. And I know the sad reality that we have many people who are living unsheltered or with untreated behavioral health challenges, and for them, life is not so easy. As the Community Development Director, I work with our city teams, and I know that they are dedicated professionals working every day to help those who are most vulnerable. I first think of COET, our Community Outreach and Enforcement Team, where police officers and social workers connect with those living unsheltered to services. Sadly, many aren't interested or yet able to take the help, and when they are ready, there often aren't enough treatment or affordable housing options to meet their needs. That doesn't stop us from being innovative and building new partnerships to identify those barriers and create new solutions. Our social workers and case managers remain dedicated to helping those in need, and our homeless response coordinator works together with multiple city departments to respond to the concerning encampments and the related negative impacts, all making a difference for our city. We will continue to work to alleviate homelessness and to address our opioid crisis in ongoing collaboration with social service, treatment, and housing providers, as well as working alongside our government partners. We believe together we can find solutions and keep moving Everett forward.
As Julie mentioned, too many people are in crisis on the streets, struggling with addiction and serious mental health conditions, and they desperately need medical care. Just this morning, I attended a seminar together with many community leaders and members of our law enforcement and treatment community on fentanyl and methamphetamine, which was both inspiring and terrifying. Fentanyl has taken an alarming hold on our region. It's cheap and sadly incredibly addictive as well as deadly. We don't have enough treatment options available, and we do not have the tools necessary to get individuals into treatment and save lives. Also, because the services and support that is available is concentrated in Everett, the entire county's behavioral health and homelessness crisis is here on our streets. Untreated behavioral health conditions and substance use disorders are the main cause of the extremely challenging street-level social issues we're seeing in our city. I know we see this every day. I hear from concerned business owners and residents multiple times a day. I know conditions are not good and we must do more. So to address this, I'm directing our Community Development Department to create a plan with our regional partners to strengthen our behavioral health treatment system. We need to find ways to support our existing service providers and encourage capacity building so they can help more people in need. And we need a treatment across the region so people can get the support in their home community. I'll also be tasking teams to maximize the impact of the funds we are receiving from the opioid distributors settlement. This money can be used to increase treatment options and address the many ways the opioid epidemic has devastated our community. This year, we'll be expanding our embedded social worker program and supporting legislative and policy changes that will help create more pathways into treatment and support innovative ideas like and alternate response units. We need to advocate for a compassionate approach, which must also have accountability for individuals that are engaged in illegal and dangerous behavior. Leaving our friends and neighbors untreated on the streets is not safe or humane. Getting people the help they need, sometimes which comes from our criminal justice system, is far more compassionate and also protects others from becoming victims of this crisis. So the next directive I'll talk about is housing choices for all. We are growing, and the cost of housing is rising at a rate that far outpaces incomes. We also don't have anywhere close to enough housing for our growing community. To address this, we must be fiercely pro-housing. Everett is, and we're adding more housing citywide. The new Four Corners apartment complex on Evergreen Way, for example, will add 430 much-needed affordable units to our community. And in the past year, the Nimbus and Carling both opened, adding nearly 300 more beautiful apartments. In the next 20 years, our population is expected to increase by 66,000 people. To accommodate that, we'll need to add 36,000 more homes. Therefore, I'm directing staff to move forward with strategies that will help increase the supply of housing at all price points, including permit streamlining and development incentives. We have to continue to make it easier and more attractive to build here. We will advocate for middle-income housing as well as affordable housing while pursuing ways to make our existing affordable housing permanent and create a better rental environment for both renters and property owners. And to help our unsheltered population, the city will continue working with the county and other partners to sustain and increase shelter options with support and services. The goal is to help people find shelter and stability and then move on to long-term housing. Moving on to my fourth directive, I'd like to touch on climate action and sustainability. We are seeing the impacts of climate change with extreme weather events becoming the norm. Just think of the crazy winters we've been having, or the fact that wildfire smoke chokes our community every summer. This should be a wake-up call for all of us that we must do our part to reduce our impact and make environmental sustainability a priority. Our residents deserve to live in a healthy, resilient, and livable community and to have a high quality of life for generations to come. To reduce our dependence on fossil fuels, our transit department will continue electrifying our fleet, securing funding to buy more buses and getting them in service as quickly as possible. Our city will also develop a plan to fully transition our buildings away from fossil fuels when possible, prioritizing buildings that present the greatest opportunity for greenhouse gas reductions. We also know that trees and green spaces play a huge role in the health of our communities. So over the next several years, we'll develop an urban forest management plan to provide the framework for preserving, maintaining, and growing a healthy urban forest. Climate change is not something any of us can solve on our own, but working together, our collective actions can make a difference, and I encourage each of you to join us in this important work. The final directive I'm issuing today focuses on initiatives to ensure Everett is a thriving and prosperous city. I want to direct your attention back to the video so we can hear from our Economic Development Director, Dan Ernessy.
Just say, what do I enjoy about my job? Well, it's life. It just is everything that we enjoy about life. When I ask people what they like about where they live, I take notes and I try to tick those things off for the city of Everett. I really like the job that I've been given here, and that's to help the overall economy of the city really perform wonderfully. I do that in lots of different ways, and I work with a great team of people to help pull that off. I really have utmost confidence that when I go to somebody in a completely different department, whether it's finance or parks or planning, I will run into people who share my desire to really see Everett excel. Our job really is to help people have great jobs and great businesses and to have the infrastructure in place so all of it works together. So about half the time I've been here in the city of Everett, we've had a global pandemic to deal with. That has just made us stronger. We are one Everett, we are strong, we make things happen. And in the coming years, we are going to be the thriving community in the Puget Sound region. You can count on it.
Thank you, Dan. Like Dan, my vision for Everett is that we are a city full of opportunity and innovation, supporting entrepreneurship, attracting new industries while continuing to grow our existing ones, creating jobs, and attracting more people to move and invest here. It's no secret, though, that we have faced serious financial challenges for several decades. This impacts our ability to provide the services and amenities our residents rely on. We've made extraordinary efforts to reduce expenses and ensure a lean, efficient government. However, the city still has a significant structural deficit. We received emergency grants that have helped, but we need a sustainable plan for our future. One of the best ways to address this is to bring revenue to the city through economic development. So our first initiative is to establish Everett's reputation as the first choice for business. We have a great economic development ecosystem here, and I want to see the city work closely with our partners like the Economic Alliance, the Greater Seattle Partners, the Downtown Everett Association, Northwest Innovation Resource Center, and the relaunched Chamber to support our local businesses and industries. And as our businesses grow, it's important to ensure our transportation network keeps up. As a member of Sound Transit's board, one of my top priorities, aside from getting light rail to Everett as fast as humanly possible, has been to ensure that this growth positively impacts the community it serves. So I'm directing our team to work in partnership with the community on a 10-year business strategy for the Westmont, Hawley, Evergreen, Boeing community to support wealth creation, preserve local businesses, and ensure support is available to businesses that will be impacted by light rail. I am excited by light rail coming to the county. Mayor Frizzell and Linwood gets to see it first, but it's also coming to Southwest Everett soon. Maybe not soon enough, but it will be here before we know it, bringing billions of dollars of investment to an area that historically hasn't received that kind of attention. So our continued focus on light rail will remain my priority. Another big part of my vision for a more thriving and prosperous Everett is expanding our recreation, entertainment, and arts scene, making our city an even better place to live and visit. Our team will continue to pursue new public-private partnerships to bring new parks and entertainment options to the community, and also develop a plan to offer more support for big events that take place here. We will also partner with the Aquasox, Snohomish County, and others to develop a fiscally responsible plan to build or redevelop a multi-purpose stadium in Everett that will generate revenue for our community and ensure that we are the sports and entertainment center for our county for decades to come. With the Aquasox needing a field that meets minor league baseball's updated standards, a new 15,000-person outdoor venue will benefit our beloved baseball team while also bringing opportunities to energize our economy. Plus, we will expand recreation to include an amphitheater and park venue, and I look forward to catching a concert or fly ball there in the near future. So my vision for Everett is aspirational. Some may even think that I'm dreaming too big, but I believe in Everett and I believe in our city teams, our businesses, our partners, and our residents. I know there is no limit to what our community can accomplish. Our city is and will remain a great place to live, recreate, raise a family, and start a business. Our residents will have affordable, quality housing options in neighborhoods that connect them to jobs, parks, vibrant retail spaces, entertainment, and to each other. Our city will be innovative, resilient, and sustainable. Our city will be known across the region and the country as a small city with big opportunities. We have big challenges ahead, but I believe that together we can solve them. Our city teams and I are committed to making this vision a reality. So again, I want to thank all of you for being here today, and I hope you share my vision for Everett's amazing future. I'm proud and honored to be your mayor, and here's to a more prosperous Everett for all.